My name is James, and I'm one of the three chaperones this year for the ASAP collaboration with Kent Denver School to prepare, work on schools, and get to know community in rural Tanzania.
We've been working in Mirarini Village, and it's been a lot of hard work. We've spent a lot of time moving concrete, a lot of time moving dirt.
It was so hands-on that there was no way you weren't getting dirty, and I think that kind of shows you just how much work we were doing. We were helping build some dormitories for teachers so that they don't have to travel as far to get to the schools. It makes it way easier for teaching to happen, and it makes success just rise way better for those schools.
I think that was a great time. I learned a lot from it. I gained a lot of experience with both working with other people and working with building materials like concrete and cinder blocks.
It was kind of overwhelming when I came into a community that was like kind of scary. They almost viewed us as like, I don't know, I thought it was like they were scared or something. And then once, by the end of the trip, it was like you're friends with all of them, and it was pretty cool to see.
We did real work, heavy lifting, cement, blocks, transporting of soil and rocks and all these other building implements to create actual structure. And that was impressive. I've never seen a group of kids work so well together and so well in terms of accomplishing all of our goals.
I've done service work before, and a lot of times I end up feeling like I wasn't ultimately needed. But the great thing about this is I feel like I've ended up doing things that will genuinely help change lives. And we've also built some really fantastic relationships with each other, with our entire group, and with the people in the village that we stayed at.
That was pretty cool to see. That's something that we don't really think about in America. You know, it's just, you have water, you have plenty of it, and it's nothing to worry about. Where here, it's like, it's something that it's one of your concerns, but you've kind of learned how to live with that, and you know how to survive on the amounts of water you have, and they know how to take in all the water that the environment gives them. One of the things that I was really amazed by here in Africa and in Tanzania really was just like the sense of like, I don't know, the simpler life, and like how it's just, the community is just really, really happy all the time and really like awesome and supportive. And like we would drive by in our, you know, buses, and all the kids would wave by every time you saw them and say hello. And it's nothing that we see in America, but it's really amazing, and it's something that I'll take away from this trip as one of the key parts.
Soccer was amazing. You know, they communicated to us through their broken English, and it was, you know, a really cool experience to have to learn how to communicate with those kids, and soccer was kind of a really good bonding experience with them.
On the touristy side of this trip, we went to a waterfall, which was really cool to see. I mean, there was drinkable water from the rocks.
I don't think I'll ever be able to forget the safari we went on today. You see the animals that we saw in videos, you see them on National Geographic, maybe you see them at the zoo, but it's an entirely different thing to see these animals in their natural habitat.
It was honestly kind of magical. Like, you never realize how big an elephant is or how tall a giraffe is.
It's amazing because you just see these beasts come by, and it's like you're there, but they don't even know you're there almost.
We went to a hot springs, and man, it was great. They had little fish that were biting your feet. Wasn't my favorite thing, but it was honestly really beautiful. It was pretty clear blue waters, and it was such a great time to kind of like relax after doing so much hands-on stuff.
The other highlight for me is really going to Shanga, which is the art collective for people with disabilities, which has hired upwards of 30 people with disabilities, ranging from all types of disabilities, to create art whether it's doing old traditional loom work to create blankets and tapestries, to glass, to metal work. All of these things then they are sold, and that goes into the pay for these employees.
I have to say, even though there's amazing things in Tanzania, the service aspect of the trip was honestly amazing. You make friendships that you would never expect, and you hear stories that you'll never really get to experience in the US. And I think that's what made the trip really great. Even though it was camping and it was a new experience, it was honestly one of the best things I've ever done. There really will be nothing like that, I know, back in my, going forward in my life.
If you're looking for a service trip that actually means something and that will mean something to you when you leave, this is the kind of trip you want to go on.
For anybody who hasn't seen Africa before or is really wanting to travel, yeah, this is a great option. It's a really life-changing experience. The safari, the traveling, it's all kind of once-in-a-lifetime experiences that most people don't get to do. And yeah, if that's what you're looking for, this is a perfect trip.
Volunteer Trip 2023!